Hello, I'm Christina and I'm going to show you how to make a trivet from a hula hoop. And we're going to be doing this style here. I am using 1-inch warp for my spokes, and then I'll be using a 2-inch weft to do the actual twining part. Now I've gone ahead and started, and I have 6 pieces for a total of 12 right now, and I'm just tying them off on the end. I'm not making them too tight, but definitely there's some room to work with. And I'm just tying them off in a knot as evenly spaced as I can, and then just trying to keep it centered. And for this style here, I need to use an odd number of warps. If you did an even number, which is what we have on there right now, this is the style that you would come out with. So for this, I have my 1-inch all strung. I'm going to take my 2-inch strip now, and you can just start this at any point, and you want to tie it on. Then I like to go back and just space them out a little bit more, still checking my center to make sure it's fairly even. And that looks about good. Come in closer. Now we will wrap the center, and this is going to be the beginning of our trivet and our twining. And I'm still just using 1 strip right now. And I'm going to wrap it around again. And you want to go in different directions. You don't want to do it too many times because that will make your center too bulky. I'm just twisting this so that my flat part, I'm going to do, this is my last one. And I'm opening it up, laying it flat so that I have a nice clean center. And if you need to adjust your warps, go ahead. And again, just double checking that it's centered and it's nice and flat. So now to add our second piece on, I'm going to connect my 2 pieces. I'm overlapping. Sorry, this one we just cut the 1. That would be if once we get twining a little bit more and you needed to add more length. 1 little slit, I don't like to make it too large. Pull it all the way through, and you're going to pull it underneath. It will stay right there, but if you want, you can safety pin it down. And then remove the safety pin once you've completed. All right, so now we have added our second piece of weft. And we're gonna have 1 on each side of the warp. So now we can start twining. And it's just a regular twine that you would do if you were using a frame loom. And it's an over-under. And pull it through. In the first couple rows, you're going to really pay attention. You want to make sure your tension is consistent throughout. And after we do 1 rotation, we can go back and pull them a little bit tighter. Sometimes using longer pieces that can get tangled a little bit. They've been doing it for a little while, so it doesn't bother me too much. And you're going to want to adjust your shape if need be. So just a regular twine over, under. And you can see the warp a little bit, but as you continue to add more to it, they will get hidden. All right, so we've done one rotation, and I just want to double check now that we are round and consistent. It will look a little bit misshapen after the first couple ones because you'll have 2 rows and then 1. But as you continue to go, it will straighten out. And if you need to, you can pull these a little bit. Don't pull them too much because you want to make sure you're staying centered. So, now I have continued till about this space, and now you can see that there's a lot of space in between here. So next we will be adding more weft to this so we don't have a large space like on here. Stop. Hello, so now we are going to start adding more warps to our hula hoop. I've already started it, but we've got 2 spaces here. You notice there's a lot of space in between, so we need to add more warp just so that our twining lays right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go underneath this top loop, pull that one out a little bit, pull it through, and then it just lays back down. Again, I'm pulling it with, there's a bit of tension, but not too much. If you pull too much, you're gonna have some gapping. A little bit is okay, that will disappear as you twine your next row. And tie it off. I'll do it one more time for you. And I got this idea from watching wagon wheel weaving, which I want to do. I want to get into at some point, but right now I'm playing around with this. So again, you're going to go under your top loop, pull the bottom loop out, pull it through, and then tie it off. And then you just continue with your regular twining. And as you go, you may notice that your new row is not flush up against your work. And that's okay, because you can just go back and just pull on your warp slightly, not too hard. Again, you want to stay consistent. And we'll do one rotation. And I'm going a little bit fast just so that you can see everything. And then it lays nicely, just pulling that on that just a little bit. All right, and you want to continue this as far out as you want to go. You're not going to need to add any more warp to it. The spacing is good on it. And so this I have cut off of my hula hoop. And this is what it looks like, what it will be. And you could tie these off if you want and have fringe on your placemat, which is cute, or excuse me, your trivet. But I prefer to hide my warp. So I'm gonna go over the first row and then under the second row. And again, not pulling too tight, but just pulling enough. And you're gonna do that with your ends as well. So this is where I finished twining, and I just brought those ends in and tucked them under in a row. And you'll see on this one, I actually put a couple of stitches in just to hold them in place, and I didn't cut off my string. I continually did 2 stitches for each one and then trimmed off the excess. And that is how I make a trivet on a hula hoop. I hope you enjoyed the video, and my little guy has joined us. Have a great day.
Mama.